Hello, everybody. This is Louise Eddington, the Cosmic Owl of Cosmic Owl Astrology, and I want to do a little video talking about a post I made this morning on my social media, where I talked about Mercury aspecting the lunar nodes, and the lunar node now being at 6 degrees of Cancer. The North Node and the South at Capricorn, the North Node being our karmic potential. Now I want to read the Chandra symbol, the channeled symbol by John Sandbach for the degree of the North Node, and then I want to talk some about the energies and the astrology. So the symbol for 6 degrees Cancer North Node, we go up 1 to 7 degrees, is the Arctic wasteland under the setting sun. Well, it's not 7 degrees, sorry, it's 7, the symbol for 7 Cancer. So it's the Arctic wasteland under the setting sun. Envisioning a way of life that is both utopian and practical, dreaming of a very different mix in the socio-cultural shared life. Motivated by the knowledge, the clear sensing that all of this can be and must be. Wide open to the limitless cosmos, nominated or appointed to restore the total view. You are gifted exquisitely with an uncompromising truth sense that cleaves to what can be illuminated by the infinite, and you are most dramatically mobilized to spread this realization everywhere you go. Having known forever the way it really is, yet zealously drawn back into time to fertilize the ordinary landscape. All facets of life must partake of the bounty, and only then can we rest assured that we have done our part and followed the pulse of universal conscience where it naturally leads. Now I'm going to share my chart and talk a little bit about that Cancer North Node. I did a video talking about this and more within the bigger cycles for my Cosmic Owl membership, my Cosmic Owl clan. If you would like to join, there's a link in the description of this YouTube video or on Instagram. But my point is that we have got the South Node at 6 degrees and the North Node at 6 degrees here. Cancer, Capricorn. Now, these have been in Cancer and Capricorn for over a year. They spend about a year and a half in each sign, and they move out of the sign always backwards into Gemini and Sagittarius, coming up on May the 5th, I think, is when they move. But I want to talk about it now. I don't want to get too complex. I just want to talk about this Mercury to the nodes aspect that we just had, and kind of why I think it's important. Because we just had Mars conjunct the South Node yesterday as well. And we had this, you can see this aspect pattern here from Mercury and the Sun. They were cazimi, they were together conjunct. And Mars and the South Node and the North Node, all in this kind of, all in this pattern. So I'm just going to go back a day to show you. I'll go back a couple more hours. It was all at 60, and I will point out where it all was in a minute. I know I'm going, probably driving you all nuts. All right. Anyway, so Mars was conjunct the South Node. So I want to get them exactly conjunct. And remember, Mars is out of bounds, which means that Mars is kind of rogue and trying to ask us to push and drive and create and build in a very different way. At the South Node, he's also saying cut something out, finish something, endings. Mars is a sharp knife going, we're done. Now, if we look, so here's this pattern, and we also had the cazimi of Mercury and the Sun aspecting this configuration. So you can see it here, this blue triangle with the red line. Okay, and also then Black Moon Lilith was in there, so I didn't actually mention her much yesterday. So we've kind of got a little bit of, I'm just going to make sure my volume's up. We've got a little bit, you know, of a T-square going on then, bringing in our wild self to bring this change in Mars-ruled Aries over there with Black Moon Lilith. So the message, clear message coming in from the cazimi to this and this, as Mars was saying, cut something out, end, finish, done. And move forward in a different way with Mars being out of bounds. Okay. Now, my point was that this is the last transit of the South Node in this sign, and the last transit opposite the North Node while they're in this sign. We have a couple of, if I go forward weeks, just to give you some idea of the node moving forward, we will have the South Node squaring Chiron and then trine to Uranus, because the nodes go backwards. So here in March, around about St. Patrick's Day, we'll have the South Node squaring Chiron and also trine Uranus. But that's not transiting over it. Other than the moon, between now and when the nodes change signs, we've got no transit conjunct or opposite. They're done. We've had the North Node going, we had the Sun there, we had Mercury there, we had Ceres there, we've had Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, Pallas Athena, and now Mars all conjunct the South Node and opposite the North Node. And now they're done. We are kind of done. The nodes are finishing up their time in Cancer and Capricorn, saying, you know, let's finish up. But the kind of dismantling, breaking free, releasing end of the South Node of this patriarchy is done. And then we're going to move into Gemini and Sagittarius and bring the mutability of change, time to actually bring the change. So that's really all I wanted to point out to you, that, you know, I kind of think it's very significant that we've had the last conjunction of the South Node and opposition to the North Node. You know, if we go forward, just focusing only on the nodes, okay? The nodes change signs, and then the first planet to conjunct the North Node will be Venus. And that's, or will Mercury be there? Oh, maybe Mercury will do it first. I don't know, because Venus goes retrograde. Mercury will cross first, and then we've got another retrograde coming up then. So, but you can see the nodes are there, and then in June the North Node conjuncts the Sun. Venus has actually gone retrograde, so Mercury moves on, well, a bit. Okay, Venus has been over too. But we've got all these outer planets still to come to the North Node, and the South Node's over there on his own from now on. So I hope you're getting the idea. The South Node is our past, what we're leaving, well, what we're releasing its grip on us. It's our karma, it's our karmic lessons in this lifetime. The North Node is our future, it's our dharma, it's our collective potential. At the moment, it's in Cancer. And to go back to the words of that symbol that I talked about, we are really trying to envision a new way of being that is both utopian and practical. We're dreaming of a very different mix in the socio-cultural shared life. Our institutions are collapsing. This is what we're moving forward to. And that's what we can achieve, but that's what we're being invited to. You know, it's not a given that this is going to happen without us. You know, we could end up just like destroying humanity. The planet will survive, and organisms will survive, but human life will struggle if we don't change how we're doing things. And that, to my mind, is what we're being called to with this last kind of pass of the nodes by Mars, with that Cazimi happening at the same time, a message coming in saying, I'm telling you how to change this. Okay, you have the option. So that's my opinion on that. So much love. Please subscribe. Please hit the little bell if you like my videos. If you want more like this, become a Cosmic Owl Clan member. Link below. Mwah.